Those two in my corner, no fight experience. And after we lost, we were upstairs in the room, and they were more disappointed than I was, because I'm just kind of laughing about it. Like, I just fucked that up. How did I fuck that up? Like, that, how did this happen? You know what I mean? Like, I could win that fight 99 out of 100 times, but I just mentally just shat because I didn't give a fuck ultimately. Like, there wasn't enough to make me give a fuck. I've shown before. I've shown that when something is on the line, I go. But this guy really just didn't bring it out of me, and then I played into his hand. You understand what I'm saying? So we're up in the room, and they just go, you need to go to Jackson Wink. You need to go. Because before that, I was training up here in Minnesota, and I was, I didn't really, I had training partners. I'm not shitting on my old gym. I just, I needed to get pushed, like I needed to know that I could go with the best in the world. My goal was to go down there and, work with John. And he was my first target. Izzy's my target now. John moved up, 2 weight classes and whatever. But that was my goal. I wanted to let John and everybody know I'm here. And, I got there and I was the crazy guy. I rode a motorcycle down there on 20-degree weather. Left Minnesota. When I left, I rode a motorcycle down, bought a 1987 Yamaha Virago, called it the Ride Toward the Dream, hashtag Ride Toward the Dream. And I went from Minnesota all the way down to Albuquerque, packed like everything that I could fit on a motorcycle to go down and live in the dorms and do it. I started in the dorms. Now I have my own apartment there. But when I got there, like I said, man, and I literally drove through rain, sleet, and snow. I drove through snow. When I left Sioux Falls, it was 20 degrees. And when I hit Kansas City, I was driving through in snow for 3.5 hours. It's about 3 hours. So that was the hardest thing I've ever done, was that cross country trek. And my headlight went out on Route 66. And if you know anything about and I was 2 hours. I was about 3 hours away from getting there, and it was it was already starting to go down. Like, the sun was already starting to go down, and when it gets dark in the desert, it gets dark, and I have no headlight, and I'm sitting behind semis and sitting behind cars, using their lights to try to see anything, but I had to make it. You know what I mean? Like, I could have waited till morning, but I was that miserable where I had to make it. I've been going for like 2 or 3 days, and yeah. So when I got there, it was like, I just rode a motorcycle cross country and had my headlight go out on Route 66 and didn't die. You know what I mean? Hitting potholes and everything, and I survived. So, like, I'm supposed to be here. We did it. I moved. The hardest thing was, like, moving away from my kids. That was the battle. Getting there and moving away from my kids, that was the battle. Being here, training, doing all that was, and I could see that the coaches were testing me when I got there. They definitely tested me, because I coach Wink. I'm going to be the best fighter in the world. I'm here to be the best. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here. Now I have friends, but I'm not here to make friends. I moved away from my family to do this. 2 years to a belt. That was the goal. 2 years to a belt. He said, okay. 2 weeks later, and 2 weeks later, he's kind of questioning that. Some situations happened. I'll just say I proved myself worthy. And, comes up to me and wants to hit pads, Coach Wink, the big guy. So it took me 2.5 weeks, to get the big guy's attention, and now he is my number one voucher.